Hey guys, I'm Heintje, and after a couple of jump videos, it's time to hit the trails again. There are so many cool spots with great trails, only for some reason I keep coming back to Witte. I know, I've already made a video showing the trails in Witte, or more like 4 videos, so I make one more. First of all, we rode some new trails, at least new for me, and second, I think the day was interesting enough to get a video. Time to roll the intro and hit the trails already. My buddy and regular on the channel, Mark, got invited by a friend to join them for a ride, and he asked me to join as well. Since I'd rather not ride trails like this alone, I joined and ended up in Witte, once again. Following the group, we started on a trail I've never done before, Palsveld. Normally we go to this trail at the end of the day and then take a left at the fork to Little Champery. To warm up and get familiar with the very wet conditions, Palsveld is definitely the better option. And damn, I needed some time to get used to the grip, or more the lack thereof. When we got to the bottom, one of the guys riding in the back informed us that we missed an exit halfway that leads to some jumps, so we decided to do the trail one more time. Riding the top part for a second time already felt a lot better, getting more confident to push the bike into the corners and letting it roll over obstacles. Now let's take the exit and scout the jumps. After a couple of small drops we came to the big jumps.
Oké, daar dus.
The lip on the left, I have no clue. The one on the right though, that one seems doable. Followed up by a rollable step up. After the biggest struggle of the day, pushing a 24 kilo e-bike up a steep muddy roll-in, it was time for my first proper try. The mud didn't only make it harder to walk back up, it also made the run-in way trickier. At this point you lose a lot of speed to a puddle of mud, and here the mud makes you slide a bit. Not much, but just enough to fuck with your mind. All this together, and knowing it's no problem to case this jump, led to medium commitment, but led to a huge case. Now let's see how attempt 2 went. Look clean, right? Well, before I show the POV, let me apologize for the blurry footage. During a day like this, I never know if there's mud on the camera, so I regularly wipe over the lens with my gloves, only sometimes making it worse. The jump that looked clean to my friends was in fact sketchy, landing quite far to the left, heading straight for a tree. Thankfully I was able to correct in time, dodging the tree. Now let me spare you the rest of the blurry footage and skip to the next trail, another one that's new for me. This one isn't on Trail Forks, so I have no idea what's it called, nor the official difficulty. Even most of it is pretty easy, there are a few hard features, so my guess would be a single black diamond. If someone knows the name and grading, please do leave them in the comments. In case you want to ride this trail yourself, pause the video and take a screenshot. The line starts relatively flat, on a fun ridge line, perfect for me to get in flow, feeling I could handle anything the trail has to offer. Until we hit the first gnarly feature, I snap back to reality, not sure what line to pick here. Since our friend's already gone up ahead, we hadn't time to session this section. Now looking back at the footage, probably the best line is to the right, but that's something for another time. Now let's go to the main feature of this line. This feature might look easy, and to be honest, it wasn't that hard, only when you drop in blind, it's tricky. So to give you an idea of how I experienced it, I'll blur out the parts I didn't focus on. You come around the corner and all of a sudden it gets steep and technical, so my focus was full on the roots. Since they are wet, it's important to pick a good line and not slide out. Only after I safely passed a long diagonal route, I shifted my focus ahead, to see a drop. Thankfully in time to release the brakes and get the needed speed, nailing the drop. This didn't look or feel like much, but looking back at it, it's a pretty decent sized drop. Now the section to get back to the road is shared with Palsveld. After a muddy climb, we got to some trails I'm familiar with. First on the list, the helicopter trail. Not a very exciting trail that I've already highlighted in previous videos, so I'll skip most of it and go straight to its iconic feature, the crater. I don't think I can hit it any higher. This trail goes over in Dirty Hustler, a trail our companions hadn't ridden before, so now it was my time to show them. Only the pressure of riding in the lead got to me, immediately making a mistake. And in the next section, I screwed up again, missing even more turns.
Shit.
But the silliest moment had to be this one. Not even sure what happened. All I know, one moment I was on my bike, and the next I wasn't.
Oh.
After the first trails, I was getting in the flow of the day. These little incidents, however, killed my flow. So on the next trail, I placed myself in the rear of the group, riding my own pace, and missing out on most of the features. This is a nice moment to ask you to subscribe. Slowly I'm closing into the magical 1000 subs. All you have to do to help me to get there is hit that button. Next trail on the list is one I ride every time I go to Witte. I've been told it's called the Krombacher Trail and it's known for its road gap. My idea was to go for the jump first go, only the puddle in the lip was a surprise for me, so I bailed this run. Now my friend went for the jump, and this was the result. A pretty hard crash. Luckily he and his bike are okay. Seeing him crash made me seriously doubt. It's a fun jump, I know I can do it. The circumstances make it a lot harder though. I spent some time picking a very straight line through the mud and decided to go for it. A perfect clear. Well, almost perfect. The straight line sent me to the wrong side of the landing. Something I was unable to correct in the wet conditions, making me hit the corner way too much on the inside and too fast. Although, by dismounting, I made the turn. Time for the so-called one more trail, a variation of Moscow Mule. Even though I have an e-bike, at this point I was getting pretty tired. Riding in the wet conditions cost a lot of energy. I still had enough battery left to make the climb easy, so I decided to join for the one more trail. It had a few nice moments, but most of it was just a struggle. First of all, the combination of a worn down chainring and the sticky mud made the whole drivetrain jam. That led to me not feeling comfortable to pedal anymore, but in its turn led to killing all the flow.
Yeah.
But my biggest issue, while being tired, I don't look as far ahead anymore. It leads to small incidents, ending up with me hugging trees. Altogether, this wasn't my best day. It still was a good day though, and hopefully I made an interesting video. A video that has come to an end. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I also want to thank Mark and the others for riding with me and showing me some new trails.
Yeah.
I hope to see you back for my next video. In the meantime, have fun riding. Houdoe.